YouTube. What's up, baby? We back in this thing again with another review. This is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and today we're going to be talking about episode 1 of Cobra Kai season 4, entitled Let's Begin. So when I had my channel, I was too late to be able to do review on season 1, 2, and 3 of Cobra Kai, but my opinion on season 1, 2, and 3 is that all the episodes flowed nicely. The story was pretty interesting. Wasn't too many flaws with the show. Definitely like some of the actors and the characters that they used. Definitely appreciated the fact that they brought back characters and actors from the original movies. And so for me, season 1, 2, and 3, I would give them literally like a 9. I really did like season 1, 2, and 3. So I'm gonna give season 1, 2, and 3 10 out of 10. So that's how it goes right there. And I'm not even the biggest fan of Karate Kid and stuff like that, but I do have fandom for it, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. But what they showed me, I appreciated it, and for that reason, I got to give them a 10 out of 10 on season 1, on season 2, and season 3. We're on season 4 now. Episode 1 entitled Let's Begin. So let's begin, right? So in this one, you open up and we got Kreese, and he's making a call, and it's basically picking up from the last season where they left off. But we didn't know that when he made the call to Terrence, that Terrence actually hung up. So we got to see that Terrence hung up. So his plan of swaying him to come to his side hasn't really come to fruition yet. And we go from there, and we see Johnny and Daniel, and they're talking to their students, and they're about to teach them about, the new way of the fighting, which would take, kind of the attack first and the defense, and put them together. You know what I'm saying? And with that, it's a new fighting style, because it's not just attack, it's not just defense, it's both of them. So you would think that this is going to be the ultimate pairing for senseis for these students. After that, you got Johnny and Daniel, and they're practicing with the kids, and you kind of see that things aren't going the right way. And then you have Tori, and she's hanging out with her classmates for the Cobra Kai, and they have a little talk. And then she basically saying, like, it's all your guys' fault that we lost. If we would have won, we wouldn't be feeling this way, whatever else. And then Robbie goes to Cobra Kai, and he's there to talk to Kreese. And then Daniel and Samantha, after the training and everything like that, they end up going home. And then Daniel talks to Amanda, his wife, and it's basically, they're talking about a few things or whatever. Nothing too important, right? And then you got Johnny, and he's having dinner. So on the other side of Daniel and his family, doing their thing because the day's over, you got Johnny going home, and he's having dinner with Miguel and Carmen and Carmen's mom. And they're having a good little conversation and everything like that. And all of a sudden, Miguel tells Carmen, his mom, about the date that Johnny went on and all the stuff that he did to prepare to make himself look, like he was the one for his long lost love. And she finds out about that, and then now she's kind of like all shook up, and then Johnny kind of just has the face like, yo, shut up, man, don't say that, what I'm saying? I'm trying to get with your mom, bro, like, what I'm saying? So it was a funny little scene. And then we go from there, and then Kreese goes to meet Terrence, and he meets them. He meets Terrence like girlfriend or whatever it may be, and you know, they're all talking and stuff like that. And it's like a party at Terrence's like mansion. You know what I'm saying? And then we go to Johnny and Daniel, and they decide to train their teams separately. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that are the fight first, you know what I'm saying? They train with Johnny. The people that are more so on the defensive side, they train with Daniel. And as they're doing this doesn't work out as well. So obviously there's some problems, you know what I'm saying? And then you have Robbie and Tori talking. Because Robbie went to Cobra Kai, so Tori had some words for him. That little conversation. She basically saying like you still, in love with you're still in love with Samantha, and that's why you stick up for her so much, and da 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 da. So it was a little conversation. And then other than that, you got Terrence and John, Mr. Kreese, and they continue to talk. And what ends up happening is like Mr. Kreese is trying to get Terrence to come in and join him and to be a sensei for the Cobra Kai, because they're best friends and everything like that. And then he feels like he's the only one that would be able to do it with him. And also, what I'm saying, just to go against, Daniel and Johnny, what I'm saying, he needs help. So, but that doesn't necessarily go the way that he plans just yet. So then, hold on, I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. So after the whole situation of, Daniel and Johnny not being able to teach their students together or even separately, they kind of have a falling out. And it's kind of like to the point where it's like they're just going to split up and just do their own thing,
You've got mail.
And Miguel and Samantha senses that, and their whole thing is like, hey, like we need to talk to our senseis, and we need to make them work together, So Miguel tries to talk to Johnny. It kind of works, but not necessarily. And so from there, you have Samantha, and she goes to talk to Robbie, and she's like, despite what we had happen between us, like, I still think you're making the wrong decision. Like, you're a good person. You don't need to be over there with Kreese. You don't need to be over there with Cobra Kai. Like, just because we didn't work out doesn't mean that, like, you need to be joining in the bad side. You know what I'm saying? And he just like, you know what? I'm making my own decision, just like you made your own decision to leave me. So that ends on a bad note. Then you got Mr. Kreese talking to Terrence, you know, still trying to get him to help him out with the Cobra Kai. Still not working just yet. And then you got Johnny and Daniel. They try to work through their problems over some beers, and it kind of seems like it's going the right way. But then at the end of the discussion, they're like, you know what, this is never going to work out, bro. So you do your own thing, I'll do my own thing, and we'll tell the students this tomorrow, and that's what they both agree on. And then from there you go to Robbie, and he actually joins Cobra Kai, And the students that are there are like, yo, what are you doing here? Da, 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 da. And he's like, here, I'm here to teach you. Sensei's not here, so I'm gonna teach you. And the students didn't like that or whatever, so they end up getting into a fight. And he's like, look, like Robbie's like, look, if you land a punch on me, I'll leave, but if you don't, then I'm staying. So they all fight against Robbie. Robbie ends up taking them all out. Um, but um, Tori, she she ends up like getting a hit on Robbie, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna keep my promise. You guys got me, so I'll leave. And then she's like, no, stay. You know what I'm saying? So, and so that looks like uh, Robbie's gonna be with Cobra Kai. For now. Um, and so now Robbie has the respect of all the teammates. You know what I'm saying? Because he fought against all of them and he pretty much won. Um, and then as Johnny and Daniel prepare to tell their students the bad news, basically about like them not going to be able to work together, and we're going to split up the teams and everything like that. The students end up changing their minds because as they're going to say this stuff to the students, they see that all their students is together at Miyagi-Do, and they're actually building a like a fighting area, so that way they don't destroy Miyagi-Do, and just they have like a facility where they can practice at and fight, without being so destructive. And seeing everybody come together and wanting to work with each other and everything like that, that changed their whole perspective on not being able to work with each other. Like, what, these our students are making it work, bro. We're gonna make it work. So that's how that ends. That's pretty cool. And then you go to Robbie, and he's boosting the moral of Cobra Kai. He's telling them, look, like, we're gonna do this. They think they're better than us, but they're not. And we're gonna win because I learned from Miyagi-Do, so I'm gonna teach you Miyagi-Do's ways. Plus, you're gonna know the Cobra Kai way, so there's no way you can get surprised by them. Plus, you'll have something that they don't really have. You know what I'm saying? So we got a big war coming on pretty soon, bro. And then we go to Terrence, and he's with his girlfriend, and she asks him to go get some wine or whatever. And him just thinking about, what Kreese was telling him, that, like, karate is a way of life. It's not a thing that you do, it's a way of life, and it never leaves you. You may leave it for a second, but it never leaves you. You always find your way back to it because it never leaves you. And as he's thinking about this stuff and thinking about how his life has changed, not necessarily for the worse, but just he's changed. And he's like, he kind of has this urge to get back to that karate. You know what I'm saying? So he ends up like roundhouse kicking this wine, and his girlfriend's like, hey, is everything okay? He's like, no, everything's good. So now you can see that the words of persuasion that Kreese put on Terrence actually has taken effect, and now they're going to team up. Even though they didn't meet after he did that, you can tell that Terrence is now down to team up with him, and they both be the senseis for Cobra Kai. So this episode was really strong, bro. That's how that ended. This episode was really strong to me. Perfect season opener. For sure, for sure. Three of my favorite scenes would be sorry. It would be Kreese and Terrence. Them having to talk, them kind of going down memory lane, and just like feeling like like we're brothers, bro. Like we can make this work out. Like I thought that was cool to see. It was like it's the same thing as Daniel and Johnny, even though Daniel and Johnny have a lot of animosity between each other. Compared to Kreese and Terrence, they don't have a lot of animosity towards each other. But it was cool, man. It was cool. After that, another scene would be Robbie fighting against the Cobra Kai students and taking them all on and pretty much beating them, bro. That was a dope scene right there. Last thing would be the students changing their teachers' minds. You thought that everything was going to be pretty much in chaos, but through them seeing their students, through them seeing their students work together, they figured they can work together too. So those are like three of my favorite scenes. For me, This episode's going to get an 8.5 out of 10. Definitely wasn't a bad thing. Perfect season 4 opener. Can't wait to watch the rest of them. I'm probably going to do one episode a day. Get you guys one video from the Cobra Kai a day. So hope you guys enjoy that as it comes and you know. But if you guys seen the episode, let me know what you guys thought about it. Did you think it was a strong season opener for season 4? Do you like the way things are going, or do you feel like this season is like, you know, actually at a decline? You know, to me, I think this season is just gonna ramp it up and it's just gonna keep going for a while, right? So 8.5 out of 10, man. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. As always, baby, this is Q's Insight. I am Cali, and until next time.